Bang. We got the squad back together. And we are live. Welcome back, CJ and John. We missed you guys dearly.
Well, we missed you, Monty. Although CJ was having too much fun down in Puerto Rico, I think.
Yeah, I heard. CJ, how was your time in Puerto Rico? I heard you met some interesting people, lots of crypto people down there.
Yeah. Puerto Rico is a very interesting place. It's a good experience, though. Good networking. Was able to have dinner with John and Alex and some of the guys from Trade the Chain, but very nice to be back and looking forward to a good show here today.
Yeah, that was cool because Alex Macioli and his crew, Ryan, they were aces. Those guys took us out to Old San Juan for a dinner. So thank you, Alex. Thank you. You're a real gent. And yesterday, guys, I got to interview and talk with Brock Pierce at the Mar-a-Lago Wall Street Conference. So I'll share some of that, later. But that was all good. Brock was very focused. He's almost like he did run for president once, and I'm sure he has aspirations. But just good guy. It was a good conversation about crypto, about philanthropy, all kinds of things. Very fun time.
Very cool. Very cool. Without further ado, you guys want to hop into the charts? CJ, we've missed your TA, my friend. What have you got for us today? I know you were looking at some pretty interesting stuff for both Bitcoin and ETH, but let's start with Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's in an interesting place. I really like that we had a nice bullish engulfing candle yesterday. We're doing this thing now on the 4-hour where we're kind of going towards a ghost sequential 9. It's not showing up because the 7 candle that closed just missed that price flip to a red 1. So I am expecting maybe a slight pullback in like the next hour or 2 hours, but overall, I'm still very bullish for the overall week based on the posture of Bitcoin and its current trend. I know we had something shared earlier from Whale Maps. That just highlights a lot of the critical levels. Very important that now we're once again, over 55K. Very good to see there. And I'll touch on this more once we get to the doges of the day, but a vast majority of cryptocurrencies right now on the 4-hour chart are all simultaneously hitting a TD sell 9. So what that tells me is, hey, maybe I'll just wait, sit this out, wait for a couple candles to pass, and then make a further on decision about whether or not I'm going to enter into a trade. Overall, I think it's great that we're now back above that 55K level, and it leads to much bullish posture for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I agree with you, CJ. I want to touch on one thing that you mentioned, and that's the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. Yesterday, I pointed out that, we may be crossing over this 20-period moving average, which could result in some bullish price action. And that's exactly what we got. But like CJ pointed out, we're kind of hitting this spirit of the 9. And there's a lot of other assets that are in a similar technical formation. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we started to see a little bit of a pullback, some slight sideways trading, as we kind of correct following that momentum from the 9. But, whenever we have a lot of assets showing similar technical patterns, it's really important to look for assets that are showing divergence from the rest of the market, because that's where the opportunities are. And like CJ pointed out, we have so many 9s on the 4-hour. So just look out for assets that may still have room to run, that haven't hit that TD sequential 9 yet, implying that they still have momentum to the upside. But yeah, I completely agree with Bitcoin. We are hitting some resistance back at this, 59K level, just below 60K. And I don't necessarily think we'll have momentum to break above that right now. So because of that, I'm expecting a bit of neutral price action for the rest of the week.
Well, one thing I would point out, guys, that I know is not lost on you guys at all, but I can't remember ever seeing this. I think the Bitcoin dominance, the BTC, is down under 45%. I can't remember seeing that, CJ, ever. And ETH is up to 17%. So right now I show BTC dominance at 44.9% and ETH almost to 17%. So like you're saying, you know, outperformance. Yeah, ETH is still that outperformer. 26% a week, 4% today to the upside. Yeah, Bitcoin's recovered back to 57 too, but the fall off in that dominance is dramatic. It's just altcoin season, guys.
Yeah, I think that last line there sums it up, John. Last time we saw Bitcoin dominance declining this much was at the beginning of 2018, towards the end of that rally in 2017, when we saw assets like Litecoin, like XRP, show tremendous strength and outperform Bitcoin. So there's a lot of good reason to believe that, you know, Bitcoin could be giving up some of this market share to assets like ETH and like, you know, even assets like Cardano. CJ, you were talking. You met an interesting individual down in Puerto Rico, and he was talking about the potential of ETH and Cardano stealing some of that market share away from Bitcoin. You want to elaborate on that for us?
Absolutely. I'm going to get to Cardano and ETH, but first, Dogecoin dominance, 3.5%. Few understand this.
I tell you what, guys. And I was out with Mr. Wonderful last night. He's going to be here on the boat with me today. That's Kevin O'Leary, of course, folks. I think most of you know him from Shark Tank and maybe from CNBC as well. And he was saying, Sadat, great call in Doge. He said, where do you sell? And I said, I will hold on to just a stub, a little, after, you know, Thursday and Friday. Why Thursday and Friday? Because it's buy rumors, sell news time, guys. You know, we know why it's run. Has it run because they're just striking deal after deal after deal? No, it's running because of Elon Musk going on Saturday Night Live as the host Saturday night, and he is the Doge father. So I'm just saying, I'm not telling anybody to sell. I'm saying what I am doing, and that is, you know, if you've got something that's up sevenfold in 2 weeks and you don't take some off the table, I think you're really being a pig. And we all know that hogs get fat and pigs get slaughtered. Or you could say it the other way around. It works both ways.
Yeah, great point, John. I'm expecting some real fireworks this weekend. And a lot of people have been asking, how is this pump into Dogecoin and the subsequent reallocation of that money going to affect the market? And I think that's a big question mark that we may see answered this weekend because, like you pointed out, Elon's going to be on Saturday Night Live. I think a lot of traders are going to use this as an opportunity to sell their Doge that they've been holding on to for a long time and get it into the hands of maybe some new bag holders that will be surprised when the bag is left a little bit emptier than when they paid for it. But CJ, talking about ETH, we're seeing a lot of interesting stuff in ETH. You talked about ETH dominance. What are you seeing in ETH right now? Anything interesting?
ETH has been incredible. I mean, it's had an amazing run. And the one chart that I do want to point to is from Glassnode. And this is highlighting the Ethereum that is leaving hot wallets on exchanges and going into cold wallets. And that has been very, very bullish historically. And we continue to see that again right now. I think that money that you talk about with Doge is eventually going to cycle out. You know, I think a lot of people are worried about Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market because of the frothiness of Dogecoin. But I don't think that's going to crash Bitcoin just because there's a ton of people coming into Doge. I think that's like saying, you know, is the S&P 500 going to crash because of GameStop pumping and going through a speculative mania? I think that both can kind of coexist. And the other thing is, like, I'm willing to bet a lot of those people probably put $100 or maybe $200 into Doge, like small amounts. And so who knows when they will exactly sell? Maybe that'll make them a little bit willing to hold on for a little bit longer. But anyways, I kind of diverted from ETH there. ETH's looking bullish. Cardano's looking very bullish as well. There's definitely some more, but we're going to talk about there. But I'd like to hear your thoughts as well, Monty.
Yeah, no, CJ, I just wanted to elaborate on your point there about, you know, that's such a great analogy about the GameStop pump, because a lot of people have been asking me, you know, Monty, you guys keep talking about Bitcoin dominance falling. Is this a bearish metric for Bitcoin? Does this have to be bearish for Bitcoin? And the answer is no. I don't think it has to be necessarily bearish for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance can fall while Bitcoin trades sideways. We've talked a lot about injections of new capital into the space, and I think that is what's going to be most responsible for a fall off in Bitcoin dominance is people from the outside buying ETH, buying altcoins. I talked yesterday about this company Mogo that put $500 or 500K worth of ETH onto their balance sheet. I think we'll start seeing a lot more things like that. And I think that's going to be what's responsible for Bitcoin dominance falling, not necessarily a fall off in the price of Bitcoin itself. But yeah, let me get back to ETH real quick, CJ, because I mean, geez, what a ride this has been for ETH. We had this T sequential 9 on the daily chart yesterday, which for me was typically a sign to be a bit wary. You know, we saw a very strong run up here, lots of momentum. Volume was declining a little bit yesterday, also another sign of a possible reversal. But the thing with ETH, you know, it's kind of lingering around this 3,500 price level. I think if it can maintain this level today, hang out here a little bit longer while this 20 period SMA has some time to catch up a little bit, I think that'd be great. This 20 period SMA is already above 3K, which I think is very bullish for ETH. It makes the 3K level a much stronger support. And that's something that's very important because when you get a very quick run up like this, sometimes establishing support is something that doesn't happen. So when you're going back on the way down, you can fall very quickly. So it's encouraging for me to see this moving average is catching up, getting back above the level of 3K. I think a lot of traders will be content to buy an ETH dip. If there is an ETH dip, there may not even be one. But if it does go to 3K, I think a lot of traders, myself included, would be quick to pull the trigger on an ETH trade. But yeah, I think that's all we got for Bitcoin and ETH. So you guys want to get to our doges of the day?
Sure.
Everyone's favorite segment.
Okay, well, Doge of the day is, pay attention to where Doge has come from, guys. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying, what I'm doing. And I'll also say, CJ and Monty, that Stellar, I really like what I'm seeing over at Stellar. And if you're somebody who thinks you've missed it on Ethereum, take a look at Stellar, because Stellar does what Ethereum does, only, I think they do it for a lot less. And I like the coin and where that one could be going. So Stellar's my Doge of the day.
You know what the ticker symbol is on that one?
XLM.
XLM. So X-ray Lima Mary.
Stellar Lumens. Yeah, that's a good play because a lot of people have been talking about XRP. We've seen that pump a little bit, and XLM is also in the class of a settlement currency. So yeah, that's a good play, John. I like that a lot. CJ, you have been hinting at Cardano. Is that your Doge of the day today, or you got something different for us?
Yeah, no, ADA is. The one thing that I do want to very much emphasize is those TD sequential sell 9s on the 4-hour that we're hitting virtually across the board on a lot of the primary altcoins. ADA is no exception. So I'm not entering an ADA trade right off the bat, but I'm going to be watching this throughout the rest of the day till we get 2 or 3 more 4-hour candles to see how ultimately this trend shakes out. Because I was reading a lot about like volume specifically, and volume is one of the best leading indicators that we can use when it comes to technical analysis. And we've seen really nice volume spikes that are showing that buyers are stepping in. They're confident in ADA's current price that it'll go higher. And I think that shows a lot to the future trend throughout the rest of this week. There are a lot of fundamentals about the potential of ADA getting smart contracts and then people actually building decentralized exchanges on ADA. I think there's going to be a very interesting spur of development that encapsulates that once ADA actually does have smart contracts.
Very nice, CJ. Thank you. I will round it out for the day with my pick, and that is Polkadot. And if you guys have watched this show, you know that I love to look at assets that have corrected a bit from an all-time high and are now showing new signs of strength. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here from DOT. Furthermore, I love the fundamentals of Polkadot. I think it has tremendous potential to see a lot of action in this bull market. But what I'm seeing, the reason I'm picking it today, and full disclosure, I do hold DOT, but I haven't added to my position today. I might do that a little bit later because I like what I'm seeing. But this is a purely technical play today. It's approaching this previous all-time high of 45.9, and we also just got this really nice bullish engulfing candle and a cross above this 20-period moving average. We're seeing a little bit of a resistance today, but we're already seeing strong volume to start the day. So I think if we can continue to get volume pouring into DOT, that there's an actual chance that this weekend we could see this thing run up and retest its previous all-time high and potentially get into the $50 range. So that's what I'm watching for this weekend, is a move in DOT. CJ talked about the importance of the 4-hour chart. DOT definitely is fitting that bill. Take a look at the 4-hour chart, watch that momentum, watch the volume closely, because like CJ said, that is a leading indicator. And if you see a spike in volume on the 4-hour, that could imply that we're getting ready to retest those previous all-time highs. So that's what I got for my Doge of the day today, DOT.
And guys, remember, we are delighted to announce, as the press release came out yesterday, that Voyager, the sponsor of this program, they are one of the best crypto brokers out there. You can trade 50 plus digital assets. You can do it for free. They don't charge you a commission. And they pay you interest up to, I think, 8.8% or 8.6% on some of those deposited coins, and even more if you own the Voyager coin, VGX. So again, thank you to Voyager. We made the announcement yesterday that Market Rebellion, which is what CJ, Monty, and I are part of, Market Rebellion, has announced that we are launching stock options and futures with Voyager. So that's coming, and we couldn't be happier to have such a great partner for that. Fastest growing crypto broker in the world, and coming in Market Rebellion. I think it's going to be an awfully powerful combination. So you could also remember that if you go to marketrebellion.com/try crypto, that's try crypto, you can join CJ and Monty in the chat room. If you happen to need a little advice from time to time, there are thousands of other investors in there, as well as our team, and you can bounce ideas around in that chat room about charts, levels, all of this great stuff. So check it out.
Yep. And with that, we'll leave you guys. Oh, one last thing. We actually just launched a DeFi course. It's available for free online, and also it's available to our members in the education curriculum. Just a primer course on what is DeFi, how it differs from traditional finance, and ways that you, a retail trader, can get exposure to the DeFi space. So now's a good time to check that out with ETH booming and all. So feel free to check that out. But without further ado, we will leave you guys here for the day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Thank you.